everybody. Talk Shit Sports. We're here. Trio Studios. We got Jimmy Weed, Elvis in the building. Myself, Angel, we're here.
Guys.
So we just, last week we had a great week last week, and a lot of great things happened. You saw the MLB All-Star Game, which you were covering.
It was a great event. Not only first time in LA since 1980. 42 years it took for the All-Star Game to come back to Los Angeles. Yeah, it had been, over in Anaheim a couple of times.
Right.
But the big stage is LA, Dodger Stadium. It was great. It was fantastic.
Elvis, you were there live.
I was actually at the event too. Took my son there. We had a blast. We were by the bullpen. Guys were so nice. My son got some autographs on the ball. Man, it was a great event. Not only for myself but for my son. It was actually a really good event. I'm glad I went.
Yeah, like I said before, it's the one sport where I think the All-Star Game is still meaningful.
Oh yeah.
Because even though you do have NBA All-Star Weekend, the dunk contest, 3-point contest, skill contest, I think the game itself has lost a little bit because of the fact they really don't play any defense.
Well, we know it was meaningful for you because you kept sending us pictures of Bad Bunny. Like, we know how
yeah, he was there for sure.
There were a lot of people that went to the events just because of Bad Bunny.
Well, I saw the girls almost falling through the net.
Dude, they were dressed like him. They had the same hairdo. I mean, he was there for a reason, and it worked. But to your point,
hey,
man.
Know what? Everybody wants to be in the VIP. Hey, saludos a Titi.
Exactly. But how about the day before, the home run derby? I mean, how great was that?
You know what? It's impressive how I think baseball is trending up because of all the young stars. Look at Julio Rodriguez. This kid is, first of all, incredible. 63 home runs in the first 2 rounds. Set an all-time record. I mean, the guy was unconscious. Eliminating Pete Alonso, who was the 2-time defending champ of the home run derby.
He was doing squats in the gym before he was.
Yeah. Who did you have winning that home run derby, by the way?
You know what? I asked that to a couple guys. I asked Vlad Guerrero, who was in it last year, and he goes, "Look, man." He goes, as long as it stays with the Dominican Republic, and there were 4 out of the 8 from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, they were rolling deep.
So that hey, and 2 of the guys from the Dominican Republic got to the finals.
They even had Theo there. Theo was in it.
And Theo was there. Theo Albert.
Yeah. I was actually rooting for Albert. I won't lie. I mean, I like Albert Pujols, man. He's a good guy, man. And it was a long shot, but I was rooting for him.
Absolutely.
Of course.
No, but look, this kid, Julio Rodriguez, is the next big thing. People in Seattle are calling him the next Ken Griffey, the right-handed Ken Griffey.
Wow.
And that's not only that, he leads the majors in stolen bases at the halfway point.
And most of this came in April or was it April or May? In April he did
May,
nothing.
In April he was a little iffy. So
May
and June is when he really picked up.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he had to serve a suspension because he was one of the guys that was involved in the fight with the Angels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So. It's pretty interesting. And look, the guy makes $700,000 a year, right?
Yeah,
that's
he
a salary. He made $750 for
the home run derby.
the runner-up.
Yeah, they questioned him. They said he's gonna help out his family and stuff with that money.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's big.
His payday's coming. Don't worry.
That guy's a 5-tool guy, man. That guy can do everything. I mean, I didn't really pay attention to him until recently, and I was like, man, who's this guy? I kept hearing about him, and I was looking at his highlights, and then I go to see him, and then the home run derby. I was like, man, this guy's legit.
Oh, he's legit.
Yeah,
and Juan Soto. I mean, he was like hanging in it. They just came back and.
Well, you want to talk about getting paid?
Well,
how about deny? How about rejecting $400 million?
Yeah.
How many people reject $400 million?
Yeah. Well, not only did he, he wins the home run derby. I think the fact that it was 2 minutes instead of 3 in the finals.
He came on Spirit Airlines, I heard.
On Spirit Airlines?
Well, he's a red eye.
Right.
The reason being is after he said he's not, he rejected basically the $440 million offer from the Nationals. The Nationals got so petty, they refused to charter a plane for him.
It's petty.
To come over for
him.
the home run derby.
Oh
I mean,
God.
Let's see what the common
come
people.
on,
Are you
seriously?
serious?
And that's how you want to, you want to sign him? You want to keep him?
And they sent him on Spirit, not even Southwest.
Right? Yeah.
Bags are free on Southwest.
I already took a train. He just made it to the home run derby.
The Dodger fan, how about the stadium was yelling, Soto,
Future
Dodger.
Dodger.
Yeah.
He liked that too.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what Soto would be at the Dodgers? I mean,
Great lineup, but like I keep telling you guys, in the postseason, great pitching beats good hitting.
Yeah.
So I think every team needs arms. In the postseason, it's all about pitching.
yeah, that rotation, the pitchers. There's so many pitchers that are being used during the postseason that it's just you need a lot of pitchers. I mean, well, that's why they start making the moves towards the end of the postseason. Where you see a ramp up on pitching coming to the teams. They waive people and then pitching comes in. It's
Absolutely.
just because it's what's needed.
I mean, they could make some moves still. I mean, there's some time left for trade
The thing
deadline.
is, the Nationals already made it official that they will move Juan Soto.
Oh, this year.
They made
Yeah,
it
they-
official during the All-Star game
I didn't-
that they will move
Yeah,
him.
sending
this-
him on the
this
Spirit
year.
Airlines.
Yeah.
That's official right there.
That's it. I mean, he probably said,
Lost his
"Hey,
spirit."
I'm out of here."
Yeah.
I mean,
Why-
if
why-
you deny,
Why do you think he denied it? Is it because he thinks he can get more? Or he just doesn't want to be there.
Long contract.
two reasons. I think first of all, it was a long time. It was 15
It
years.
was a Bobby Bonilla contract, right?
So in a way,
Oh, jeez.
first of all, when a guy's 25 or whatever, and you get 15 years, you'll be 40 by the end. It's good for him towards the latter part of the contract because he's guaranteed money. But I think some of these guys, it was going to average out to something like 30 million.
Right.
And so these guys want to be at the top. Like 30 million, he would be around the 25th highest paid player. Juan Soto wants to be one of the, best paid players in baseball. Plus, his agent is Scott Boras. And Scott Boras
Likes the money.
likes money. He wants, his players to keep establishing new highs. So I think they want to make Juan Soto the first 500 million man.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's a possibility. The thing is, he's got 2.5 years left on his contract. So whoever takes him now in a trade, first of all, they're going to have to get rid of their big time prospects, give somebody, that's decent on the, major league roster to be able to get him in a trade and then start working with him to be able to sign him.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be wise to give up your farms, like your top prospects in your farm system, one or two key players on your team, and then not to sign them, let them go somewhere else. That'd be pretty stupid.
Of
Maybe go to
course.
the Marlins, your team.
Yeah.
Did your guy end up
No
raking
way
the
in
field?
hell.
Did your guy rake the field? What was he
Yeah.
throwing peanuts?
No, there were a couple of guys. That made,
got-
Yeah,
The
no,
only
there was some
Marlin-
Marlins there. There was some Marlins
The
there.
Marlin that made your team is the guy that sits in the front row right there with the orange hat on with the orange
Dude,
shirt.
the one that was there. Yeah, I saw him as well. Yep, exactly. He came out on that big screen.
good fan.
Well, hey, Mookie Betts drove in the first run, right?
Yep.
Drove in the first run. Kershaw, first time starting at
You know
home.
what? It's great about Kershaw is that he had to wait all this time to be a starter in the All-Star game. Back in 2013, he should have been the starter when it was at Citi Field in New York.
Right.
But that year, Matt Harvey was having a good year, and so he got the start because he was the hometown guy.
Yeah.
He understood it, right? And so Sandy Alcantara, who is probably the best pitcher numbers-wise as far as ERA is concerned in the National League, should have probably gotten the start this year, but he understood as well. Sandy Alcantara.
Yeah.
Alcantara?
And so, he understood that,
the
a
home
guy
team.
like Kershaw being at home, whatever, he deserved to get the nod. And so he got it. But who would have thought, out of how many ever years that, 15 years or so that Kershaw has been with the Dodgers, that this would have been his first start in an All-Star game.
Yeah. Well, it's good at home.
I mean, it's the timing. He's doing great.
Yeah.
And it just happens to be that it's at Dodger Stadium. It's just
Timers are still
I
doing
think
good.
this was his time, and everything just felt right.
Yeah.
Watching him warm up, watching him out there, he was just
I
happy.
think he choked up
Yeah,
you know,
he was
during
so
the
happy.
introductions.
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
It was
I
just
think he had to take a moment.
when Denzel Washington, right? It was Denzel Washington
he
that,
did,
that did the intro.
Yeah.
Man, that thing was it was touching, man, and I
Yeah.
think he felt it.
Yeah, he felt it.
I mean, every fan you looked around and it was just like, man, you know, it felt surreal there, you know, and I'm sure he felt it too.
oh, absolutely.
Of course, it was amazing.
And then you got the local guy hit that bomb, Giancarlo Stanton from the 818.
Yeah.
Talk about a bomb. I mean, that guy.
I thought it was going
he's all
out,
upper
man.
body. I mean, the way that guy swings.
He had 50,
And the thing,
50
it
tickets.
landed. It landed where he used to sit as a kid.
Exactly.
When he went to Dodger Stadium to watch
No way.
baseball games. So to him, you know, it was come around full circle. You know, his dad used to bring him to the park when he was a kid,
said
and he
had
fell in love with
50
baseball.
tickets he had there. 50.
Oh, easy.
Jeez.
yeah. Notre Dame High
easy.
School, local kid from
Yep.
the Valley.
No way, really?
Yeah.
So
He's
he
from
had friends and
Pacoima.
family, everyone there.
Is that area? Sunland, Pacoima area.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that took the loss, gave up 4 hits, the 2 homers. Your boy Gonsolin. Let's see if that doesn't affect him in the second half of the
Got the hater
season.
over here.
Yeah, right.
got the
I'm just saying. You know,
I was
he was all
hoping-
good in the first half of the season. Let's just see if this thing doesn't make him start spiraling down
It
in the
happens,
second
man.
half of
It
the
happens.
season.
You know, you get a bad
But
day.
it could happen. You know, mentally.
Of course.
You know, you're the guy that you're at home. You're pitching at home.
Yeah.
You know, you're basically untouchable the first half of the season. Then you give up 4 hits and the 2 homers.
But you're
and then
dealing with
the-
nothing but
you're
all
tied with the
stars.
loss. Yeah, exactly.
what?
But
You're
still,
yeah.
he's
You
a
know
young player. You
what's
never know.
a good thing about having it at Dodger Stadium is that, you know how we have our Latino, mix into the, we got all the jams that we play, and you had all the people that are
That
not
was
used to it. We're like, what's going on? Like,
They had the mariachi going.
The mariachi even played "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in the 7th inning. You know, the mariachi version.
Dragos Amargos is playing. People were like, "Oh my god!" Can I get some chips
Yeah,
and
it was-
salsa?
it
Like,
was-
or is
it
it
was
at my
fun,
Mexican
man.
restaurant?
Yeah, I had a great time. That event was well put together. I mean, I was hoping Tyler Anderson can get out there.
He
Pitch.
Oh, okay.
He didn't get to. I mean, he warmed up. I must have seen him warm up like 4 times, and you just didn't get the nod. But
well.
it was cool. He was interacting with the people. It was pretty fun. It was pretty cool.
Good. Maybe MLB will bring it back to LA again instead of Anaheim because LA is where the real baseball is at.
Yeah, well, it's been, I think, in Anaheim twice in the 42 years that it wasn't
Right? Really?
here in LA. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that's baseball. Second half season, we got Dodgers, and it looks like Dodgers Yankees might be the.
It could be. I'm going Mets Yankees in the World Series. No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. The Mets have a good roster, but their arms. I mean, they're
Scherzer's
pitching.
gonna gas out. He's old man.
You got Scherzer, you got DeGrom, who's been hurt. But if he comes back in the second half of the season the way he's used to, and they've got Diaz,
Diaz.
to close it out.
MLB doesn't
at
want
the end.
the Mets and Yankees.
Of course they do.
The Dodgers and Yankees.
Well, trust me.
That will be a better
and
series.
you know what?
East and West Coast.
The Mets owner
on,
Cohn.
we got Biggie,
He's got the
Tupac,
money.
yeah.
He's got the money, and I bet you they're going to try and sign Juan Soto.
Hey, we got money too.
Who? The Mets?
Mets.
The Mets, yeah.
The Mets.
Yeah,
The Mets
Cohen
have
has
the
money, but we
The
got money
Mets
too.
have the
Dodgers
money
got
to
money.
sign him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
Soto
can
looks
see
real
that
comfortable
happening.
in LA.
I can see that happening, but I mean, I wouldn't want to see it, but
Yeah.
you're right. You know.
But it'd be cool to see the
Scott
Yankees
Boras,
and Dodgers.
Scott Boras wants
Yeah.
him somewhere
Yankees
on
and
the
Dodgers
West
would be
Coast.
that'll be a
course.
that'll be
Yeah.
a
Oh,
battle for sure. Moving on to let's move on to some NBA news. James Harden signed a 2-year deal, $68.6 million. I mean,
I mean, look, that guy wants to win now. I mean, to
But does
restructure.
he?
I mean,
But
look,
does he? I mean,
It's
look,
not-
He
he just
they
proved it's
did
not about the money.
absolutely everything that he wanted in Houston. They gave him whoever he wanted
in Houston.
in Houston
Yeah.
to build around him and get him, to the NBA finals. It didn't happen, and then he quit on Houston.
Right.
He gained 1,000 pounds. He wasn't the same, and then he goes to Brooklyn. He quits on the Nets, and then he goes to Philly. I don't know. I mean, to me, James Harden.
He's a ball. I think
it's
he's
like
a one man
Kevin
game.
Durant kind of thing. These guys just jump around until they find a fit. But I mean, I think, he was always getting the max contracts, right? And then now he gets a restructure when he didn't have to for better players, role players. He's understanding that it's not all about him. You know,
Well,
he
it's
needs the
definitely not
role
about
players.
in the playoffs when he needs to play defense.
I mean, the Sixers are a good
He
team.
doesn't play any defense.
They got a good team, the Sixers.
He plays absolutely no defense.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's well, maybe that's why he took the pay cut, because he wants defensive players around him. You know what I mean? I can see that happening, you know, and it's all good. You know, that's who knows? I mean, but for him to do that, he's showing that he's willing to be a team player. You know, he knows probably what's missing in the team. I mean, he's a smart guy. I'm sure that's what he's going to do. And it seems like he's probably got a lot of input on who should probably go.
until he doesn't. Until he doesn't.
This is the Sixers' shot, because you got the Nets falling apart. You got the Celtics there still, but this is a shot. If they're going to do it this year,
They were so close.
Joel Embiid, I think, if you've got a guy like Joel Embiid, you've got to try and win now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll see, but there's some other rumors with the Lakers trades and stuff. Elvis, you were talking about that earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing a lot of things. I mean, obviously, Russell Westbrook now, you know, it's been out. He wants out, you know, and I think that's kind of why his agent left. You know, who knows who parted ways with who fired who. I mean,
The minute it came out that Kyrie was probably going to stay in Brooklyn, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Westbrook had a call where all of a sudden apparently everything was hunky-dory and, oh, we love each other and whatever. Now he wants out?
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, but I mean, I personally would love to see Kyrie come to LA. I think him and no matter what his Kyrie you get, when him and LeBron play, it's
Like
it's a
the 50% Kyrie, the one where he
but
plays
he
whenever
wasn't
he
doing
wants.
that in Cleveland. He wasn't doing that in Cleveland when he was with LeBron. I mean, he showed up every game. I mean,
but he wanted out of Cleveland because of LeBron.
But they won a championship. No one
We
cares.
talked about this last week. Sometimes you got to break up to make up.
You know
Better
what?
the
No
second
one
time around.
cares if you
No,
brought
it ain't. No, it ain't.
you brought that ring, and that's all we care. You know, even in LA, you bring that ring,
Better than
you're
Westbrook.
forgiven.
Better than Westbrook. I mean,
Yeah, at this point, I think. I mean, there's a lot of other rumors about replacing Westbrook with someone else, some trades and stuff. But I think the biggest one is Kyrie, and I think a lot of LA fans would like to see Kyrie in LA.
What the Lakers need is to make the playoffs.
okay.
Well, yeah, of course.
As long as we're healthy, we'll make the playoffs. Okay. There's another rumor talk today. Hear about the Mount Rushmore of NBA, how they put Curry over Kobe.
Oh no,
You hear that today?
I didn't hear
Wow.
that, but
Yeah.
no, there's.
Look,
I'm glad I didn't hear it.
I think
that-
everybody's
it's
Mount
all over, yeah.
Rushmore would differ as to
Perkins.
who's
I think Big Perk said that. Yeah.
right.
Big Perkins. He's a Celtic anyway.
That guy's a biased guy. I bought a lot of things in LA.
Yeah.
Tell you that much. So I can see him
Kendrick
saying
Perkins can say whatever he wants.
Right, of
'cause
course.
Everybody's Mount Rushmore is going to be different.
I don't even think
Like,
Kobe's high. I mean,
I think-
LeBron's higher than Kobe.
I think our Mount Rushmore would probably be different. Each one of us would have,
because
different guys on
you
Mount
go
Rushmore.
back to the Stone Age. I mean, you probably got
Exactly.
players
I go back to the Stone Age. Exactly. So I would put some of the older guys there as opposed to some of the new players. But I agree. I think Kobe goes on Mount Rushmore before Steph Curry. No doubt about it.
For what reason? For what reason?
Because he's a more complete player. His drive, all the titles that he's won. Yes, Steph has won, and he's changed the game. I get it. The game has changed in the last few years because of Steph Curry. Everybody wants to, hit those three-pointers
there's no
like
defense.
half court. Exactly. There's no defense. So I think he's changed basketball. He's changed
basketball
the NBA.
has changed
And basketball has changed as well.
because a guy like AI.
The youth community has changed because of Steph Curry. Everyone wants the long ball. My son, 8, 9 year olds, he wants to just throw from
He
the
wants
long
to bomb
ball.
it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Steph Curry. He mentions his name.
Right.
But I get it.
But you can't put Steph over Kobe on the Mount Rushmore. I just don't think. I think Kobe is still probably a step below Jordan and definitely above LeBron for me.
Absolutely, me too.
I
LeBron's
just
gotta win
think based
another
on
championship.
leadership.
Yes,
just take
absolutely.
the leadership,
Commitment,
Kobe.
loyalty.
Oh man, dude.
The killer instinct.
He didn't chase the title.
For example, okay, so here's a story that came out the other day. Jay Williams was talking about how he was going to play. I can't remember who he was with. Maybe Chicago at the time. I'm not sure. But he went into the gym one day 2 hours early to work out before the game. And he thought he was going to be the first one there. When he gets there, who's there? Kobe. And
course.
Kobe is just, working out, whatever. It was a long workout, and Jay Will sits down, and Kobe's still going at it. And he sat down, and he just looked at him. And he said, I'm just going to stay here and see how long he goes, right? 15 minutes went by, 20 minutes went by, half hour. He finally finished, and afterwards he went up to Kobe and he said, Kobe, why did you train, so hard for so long? He said, because I saw you, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to work harder than you and anybody else.
Yeah.
That was Kobe.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Kobe's Kobe. I mean, he's on the Mount Rushmore in my opinion.
Oh,
For
absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Another question was asked today, and this doesn't concern you, but they're asked about the Laker fans. What are you worried about the Clippers winning it this year?
I told you the Lakers should worry about making the playoffs before.
Man, I don't care.
First and foremost.
Look, the Clippers could go undefeated. They can win the championship. They still won't be there. It will be Laker town.
Oh, absolutely.
They can win 3 years in a row, and it still will be the Lakers.
That I agree with.
They can win it just as long as the Lakers beat them during the season. Just don't lose to the
I
Clippers.
think the best thing the Clippers should do is move to Seattle and become the Supersonics.
They already started, building their own arena in Inglewood, so they're here to stay.
Oh man,
They're here to stay. Ballmer has a lot of money, and apparently it's going to be a great arena. So hey,
we'll see.
We'll see.
There's no concern of the Laker fans. Us Laker fans, we're not concerned at all.
No.
I know you're rooting for the Clippers, but
I'm just saying, Laker fans, you guys should be worried about the team making the playoffs first and foremost. Don't worry about who's going to win it. Make the playoffs first, then we'll talk.
We got this. Okay,
Then we'll talk.
We'll be good. We'll be good. We're a winning organization. Okay, we'll be good. You saw the banners this week at the fight. You saw
the Laker banners?
Championship
Yes.
They had them. They didn't have to block them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They were on display right there. Of course. Don't forget.
Proudly.
Don't forget. But moving on to the next, we got some NFL news. Niners give Garoppolo the green light. I know we talked about it last week. But they gave him the green light today to go and
seek new pastures, right? Pastures.
Maybe he'll go to your Dolphins.
You know what? I wouldn't mind, and I'll tell you why I wouldn't mind. Because Jimmy G, people say, well, he gets hurt a lot. No, he doesn't. He's played, like in the last few years, for example, he played every single game when the Niners went to the Super Bowl. 19 games. He played in all 19 games. Last year, I think he missed 2 games, two or three games. If you give me a quarterback that's going to play 80, 90% of the games and who, is not a true superstar, but is a good passer, an accurate passer, why not give Jimmy G a chance?
I think
he's a lot better than some of the quarterbacks on other teams.
I think he's better than Tua.
I think so too.
I think he's better than Tua, so I think he
too.
will be a great fit. Now you got Tyreek Hill there.
Well,
It's going to make him.
Garoppolo's won 70% of his games wherever he's been.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a Rams fan, so I don't like Garoppolo.
He's had a lot of running. The Niners always had a great running game. And granted, most of those wins came because of the running game. But he stepped up. I've seen him. He's consistent. He's a smart player. And I think now you add Tyreek Hill to his arsenal over in Miami, he could be dangerous. I'm just saying. But I look
wherever he lands, whether it's
help him,
wherever it's Cleveland, Atlanta, Houston. If he lands in Houston, goodbye Jimmy G. That team is just shambles.
So is he a starter or is he a backup?
I think he could definitely be a starter.
Miami,
in the right place. In the right place, he's a starter. He would be a backup in very few places. Why not Tampa?
Yeah,
That's the first thing that came to my mind. Reunite him with Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Tom says it's a year by year thing. One more year, and then he takes over.
The Raiders could take him too. Carr, sometimes Carr.
Carr's a decent quarterback, but Carr has won.
They're saying
the thing about Carr is, look, you've got to see that Carr has had different offensive coordinators most of his career. Like, it seems like every year he gets a new OC.
Yep. I'm a Raider fan. I'm a big-time Raider fan.
Sounds like an excuse.
And
no, it's not an excuse. It's
you got to learn. Just imagine relearning the whole offense every couple years.
He has a new coach this year, right?
You got a new coach and a new OC too. So
yeah. So
now he's got the parts. Now he's got great players surrounding him. They brought in Devontae Adams. They've got a great tight end. They've got a recent running game.
the
Hunter
running
Renfrow
game.
has been absolutely incredible.
Yep.
Devontae Adams also get double teamed from
El Cazador.
everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
They say Renfro will have a breakout year because a huge year because of Adams being there, getting double teamed.
Well, yeah, obviously
yeah,
you're gonna
Renfrow and
you're
even
gonna
the
need
tight
somebody
end.
on the other end.
Absolutely.
No, the Raiders tight end too is gonna have huge
Talk
because
all you guys want. The Rams still going to win it this year. We're going back to back, baby.
we'll
But,
see.
Well, that's some NFL news, but we have a special guest in the studio today, and we're actually going to show you a clip right now of our special guest. So
Arnold Barboza Jr. undefeated, light
27-0.
welterweight, 27-0.
hey guys, we're here with our guest Arnold Barboza Jr. from El Monte. Excited to be
Yeah.
with you, brother. You know, last week I saw you on TV just handle business, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's an honor, man. 27-0 doesn't come easy, man.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
That's for sure. So tell us a little bit about, what it's been like on the rise. 27-0, like Elvis said, it's not easy getting there.
Yeah, man. Nah, it's it's been a hard road, man. We came from the bottom. We came from nothing. We literally, man, couldn't get a fight for like a year and a half. No promoter wanted to give us a opportunity. You know what I mean? And then Mike Alvarado came down. And he had a fight with Marquez, and we sparred, man. And his manager liked me. They introduced me to TopRank. And they gave me an opportunity, man. It's just weird that I had to fight him a few years down the line. You know what I mean?
No way. So how was that? How was that? Getting someone that, I mean, I've heard stories, people, they spar with people and then they end up fighting each other. Is that something that you think is an advantage to you or to both of you guys?
You know what, man? To be honest, I really don't know, man. Like at the time, I know Mike was at his peak with Marquez and, he was going through his troubles. I think Mike, always fought, like I always say, even he would tell me, because we're good friends, and he's like, man, when I was the champion, I was only like 85%, because he was always partying and doing his thing, So when I fought him, he was already dedicated 100%, but maybe it was a little too late, But man, it was hard, man, because he, I always looked up to him, after every fight, he would always tell me good luck, and then when we signed the contract, man, it's kind of like I had to do it to get to the next level, to get to the next stage in my career, you know what I mean?
Mike Alvarado was a tough guy.
Yeah.
Mike Alvarado. I was at that fight with the Marcus fight at the Forum in Inglewood.
Yeah.
Great fight. And Alvarado, Bam Bam Rios.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon Rios. Now, those were wars.
Yeah.
Absolute wars. So this guy beat Mike Alvarado.
Yeah. You did it at Staples Center, right?
Yeah, Staples Center, man. That was the day before, the day after Nipsey Hussle's funeral.
Oh, wow.
No way.
Yeah, so it was crazy, man. They they had us in in like these they look like the FBI, man, because our weigh-ins were actually at the LA Live, and then the funeral at the same time was going on at the Staples Center. So I was able I was like right there, when I got off for the weigh-ins, man, I remember seeing like Snoop Dogg walk in and like PD like right here, and I was like, damn, but I was hungry, so I was like, fuck, I have to go weigh in, you know what I mean? I don't got time for this,
I gotta get these carbs
I
in.
need my Gatorade. I need my pasta.
Nah, yeah, man, my mom was like, nah, let's wait, let's watch this, because everyone's waiting to see the car, and I was like, Ma, you know what, like I love Nipsey, but I'm hungry, like
I'm starving.
let's take off, you know what I mean? So.
How was that?
Training camp's over.
Nipsey ain't gonna feed me right now.
Man, it was, you know what?
Representing in there.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. That was the first time that that I could say, that, when I was coming up that I had so much support, man. I had a couple of thousand in there,
Wow.
and man, it was loud, man. It was just different for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it
So
was definitely
you're originally from where?
I'm from El Monte, yeah.
El Monte. Okay.
Yeah, I grew up there my whole life,
So who were your idols growing up? Who did you try to emulate your career?
To be honest, man, look, I'll be straight up. I'm not really a boxing fan, man. I don't really like look up to somebody in specific. You know what I mean? Like now, I'll watch Sugar Ray. But the thing is, like, I'm not really a fan. You know what I'm saying? So I never really like grew up. Like I remember watching like Tyson. I remember Shane Mosley. I remember De La Hoya was a big one for me. I used to like his style back in the day. It was
Okay.
but I just not really. I wasn't always, I just like fighting.
So, okay. So I'm gonna say, so not being a somewhat boxing fan as per se.
What got you into
drove
boxing?
you
Yeah,
to
exactly.
box? It was just
You know what? I remember it's a crazy story. So like when I was a kid, I remember my dad put me in soccer because my dad always played soccer as well.
Okay.
So I remember he put me in soccer, and man, I was horrible, man. Like I missed the ball, hit my head. I was like 5 years old, and I remember he was a pro kickboxer at the time, my dad. So I don't know, man. He was watching fights one day. I can't remember what fight it was. I think maybe it was like a Tyson fight or something. And then I was like, oh, I want to do that. And he's like, you're crazy. Like, how do you want to do that? Like, if you fall and hit your head and like you cry, like at the gym they're gonna hit you. And I was like, I don't care. Like I want to try it. So yeah, he took me to the gym, man. I just like I fell in love with it, man. I don't know.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Well,
27-0. I'm sure that gets you a big opportunity coming up. You're 140. Who would you like to face?
Well, before this fight, we were kind of in talks with Teofimo Lopez to fight him. But he coming off of his loss and in his surgeries, he kind of they kind of went another route. Me and his dad kind of got into it a few times. His dad's a big mouth,
Yeah.
He's gotten into it with a lot of people.
yeah, I'm like, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really, like I always say, it's not really Teofimo because I've talked to him a few times before. You know what I mean? Like we were like when he fought Lomachenko, I was a co-main event. You know what I mean? So like I was like, hey man, do your thing. Like he cool dude. But like it's just unfortunate, man, that his dad has to answer for his sons. His son has to answer for the dad's.
You know what?
Actions,
In most cases, if you look at it, the dads are always the crazy ones.
Like
the
Danny
dads
Garcia.
are always the one pushing the envelope, whatever.
Who's the other guy from New York, right? His dad also.
Garcia.
Danny Garcia, the guy from Philly.
Yeah.
Danny Garcia, is going to
that.
fight soon as well.
He was gonna fight another dad one time. It was like the OG veterano guy from
Robert. I think it was Robert Guerrero. Yeah.
Robert Guerrero's dad.
Robert
OG.
Guerrero,
Yeah.
and Angel Garcia is Danny Garcia's dad.
They could do that. That could be a neg publicity YouTube fight. You know what I mean?
That could be a YouTube fight. That could be a YouTube fight.
Like a lot of these dads, man, but they like doing it. You know what I mean? They like doing it for the cameras and all that. But it's like my dad's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad, he won't take none of that. You know what I mean? So like he'll take them like behind closed doors.
Do you have your dad in the corner?
Yeah, my dad's my trainer. Yeah, he's been my
Oh,
trainer
nice.
since I was 5.5. Yeah.
Oh,
Since
really?
day one, right?
Since day one. Yeah, he quit his kickboxing career. He was 13-0. He quit his kickboxing career and just like focused on me.
Well,
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia is saying that if he doesn't get the Tank fight, he wants Teofimo Lopez at 140. What do you think about that?
Nah, that's my money, man. He ain't taking, my fight. You know what I mean?
Hey, Ryan, you got to go through him first.
Yeah.
You got to go through Barboza first.
Yeah, man. Nah, like I just think the me and Teo fight makes sense. We're with the same promoter. It's easy to make. I just think that Golden Boy, will complicate things. You know what I'm saying?
How is that? How is that with all this promote? It's like drama, right?
Yeah, they it's because there's TV networks and they want you to fight certain things, but like when it's two promoters, they got the same promoters. It's easy to make. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Teofimo's fighting pretty soon, right?
He's fighting.
Next
He's
month?
fighting. He's fighting. I think the 13th.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be there. Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah?
As well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll be there.
if not Teofimo, who would your second option be?
Title shot. Whoever has the belt. Any of the top guys.
Well, you're in line for like big fights then because you've got Jose Ramirez
Yep.
facing Jose Chon Cepeda. Those guys are going for the title that's being vacated by Josh Taylor. So maybe you're in line for that. Same promoter as well. So that'd be another great opportunity for you.
Yeah. We got and that would be even easier to make. With Chon or with Ramirez because we have all the same manager. We're all the same manager and same promoter.
Rick Merrigan.
Rick Merrigan. Yeah. So we're all under the same guy.
Shout out to Rick.
Yeah, Rick, man, does his thing. But I think the other titles are gonna be vacated as well. We just beat the number 10 ring guy. So that's gonna put us back up.
Danielito Zorrilla, right?
Yeah. That's gonna put us back up in the rankings. At one point we were number 2. We were number 2 and they moved us down. Because of the inactivity.
Politics.
So we're back, man. I said I'm not gonna be inactive no more. So I'll be looking, man, to get my shot soon.
There you go, man. Hey, I believe in you, man. We've seen some highlights and some of your fights. I was actually at that Teofimo fight as well. And it's amazing, man. But congratulations, 27-0. It ain't easy, man.
Absolutely, man. We need to see that.
It's all good, man. Good job.
All around, get those
Absolutely
belts,
not.
man.
Yeah, and you got to get that belt. Got to get that belt, and you got to chase it. It's all good, of course.
Man,
Well, you know what? He mentioned, that sometimes it's the dads that are a little bit off their rocker or whatever, and they can get into difficult situations where they do or say things that make fights either happen or not happen.
Correct.
And now there's a fight that we're waiting to see as well that I think has taken a little bit of a left turn, but it's on its way back to be corrected.
Yeah, I think I already know who you're talking about. You're talking about the McBroom and Gibbs?
Absolutely.
Okay, so, man, it's something about, Gibbs with a head injury. McBroom, I mean, of course it was a head injury. When he signed that contract, he was going to, I mean.
You think he hit his head on the table when he signed the contract?
Yeah, man,
Is that what you're saying?
McBroom was going to lay it on him. I mean, 2-3 rounds, I think, at that, I don't know. I mean, there's, there's a rumor that, he didn't clear the MRI up in the UK. It's been postponed somewhat, from what we know right now, it's been postponed, not canceled, but been postponed. I mean, what do you think about these things on the head injuries? I mean, is this something that happens that could be, or is this just, what do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, you know what? To be honest, man, if there's a head injury, sometimes they're gonna find it. There's so many tests that are done to us, before the fight. I had an incident where when I fought on the Teofimo and the Lomachenko when I was a co-main, my opponent, he suffered 2 brain bleeds, which he had to retire. So right after the fight, so I didn't even know until the Thursday after the fight when he got out of the hospital. He was lucky to survive.
No way.
Yeah. So I mean, it's serious, man. So they take things serious. When it comes to head injuries, there's been deaths. You know what I mean? And it's serious stuff, man. If your head's injured, man, they're
and the thing is, the California Athletic Commission
Strict.
is very strict.
Very strict.
As a matter of fact, I remember when Edwin Valero, who passed away, I went to cover one of his pressers. He was going to fight here. And also, like, New York is also very strict. Mm-hmm. And he had been in a motorcycle accident in his younger days, and he had a plate in his head. And that's why they didn't clear him. I mean, not that, he had a brain bleed or anything. It's just that he had a plate. And so they didn't clear him there. They didn't clear him in California. They finally cleared him in Texas, which has more lax rules. But that's why we didn't get to see Edwin Valero in some of the places where we wanted to see him, in Vegas, in California, in New York, because of the head plate.
Well, I think it affects the other fighter. I'll never forget Gabriel Relas from Silmar right here.
Yeah,
when that guy died in the ring, and
Jimmy Garcia,
the brothers, right?
And then Gabriel was never the same ever since that fight. He was never the same. He was good, and then
you don't want to mess with that. You don't want to mess with that. You know.
I mean, so Gibbs is on his way right from the UK to the California. You mentioned that California is much stricter.
It's much stricter, man. Look, whatever it is that he's got going on, he's got to clear his medicals here in California first. If he doesn't pass any of if he doesn't pass any of the medicals, he won't be able to fight. He won't get licensed to fight here. And so, you know what? We'll get somebody else for.
It's been postponed.
Okay, it's been postponed. We'll wait and see.
Fight happens. Who you guys got? Who you pick on this fight?
Oh man, I'm going with Austin.
Austin McBroom all day. I mean, like I said, that head injury happened when he signed that contract. I mean, I don't know, but I get it. But Austin McBroom's. I've seen him
What do you
fight.
think, Arnold?
He's somewhat of an athlete.
And to be honest, man, like I said, I'm not really a boxing fan. I can't tell you who Gibbs is or McBroom. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
He just sees tape of the guy that he's gonna fight next.
That's
what he does.
I just focus. Like, to be honest, man, be straight up, I focus just on my division. I watch the big fights. Like the Canelo fights, because I'm a fan of Canelo. But at the Crawford fight, but it's usually just my division. My pops, he's the guru, man. He's focusing on everything my dad knows everyone from the top 15. He's already seen them.
So who are you focusing on right now?
Right now my eyes are on Theo. They've been on him for a while.
Okay.
Ramirez. I've been hearing his name for so long, man. Ever since I beat Mike Alvarado, I was supposed to get that shot, and then we just like the dominoes have never landed on my favor.
So how do you focus on one fighter when you don't know your opponent? Like, it's a toss up, right? At this point.
Yeah, well, you just go like I fought Friday. I'm gonna go back to the gym on Monday.
Okay.
Right? But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just run and work on fundamentals. Go back, watch the tape, see what I need to work on. And I don't really care who. I'm not focused on nobody right now.
Right now, okay. All
basically,
right.
Once they start giving us some names and we start seeing what route we're going, then we can figure it out from there.
You fought Friday. You look like you didn't look like you fought.
Man,
I went golfing yesterday. I got injured.
That's why he won. That's why he's 27-0, dude.
The only thing I got, man, was a swollen foot. He stepped on my foot like in the 8th round.
Oh, jeez.
Shit hurt, man. Bro, my toe was all my toenails all gray now, bro. It was all bad, man. But I'm just, now I can move my toe. I thought something was wrong with it now. So like I'm good. Monday we'll be on a treadmill and we'll go train light again.
Did the layoff,
awesome, man.
did you feel any difference from the layoff to, because fighting, and Alvarado fight, you just,
man. You know what? It was almost like a year since I fought.
Yeah.
So so it's my fault.
That was your choice.
That was my. It was yes and no. It was more my fault. I blame myself just because I was waiting for a certain fight where I couldn't get. You know what I mean? Where it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So I was waiting on that, banking on that, and I messed up. You know what I'm saying? So now, I'm like, I'm not never again. I'm not waiting for nobody, So now we're just full steam ahead. Whoever's gonna put in front of us, let's do it.
Nice.
Do you?
That's that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Let's get, man. I mean, it should be fun, man. I can't wait to see you on your next fight.
Actually, love to be there.
I'm sure
too.
when your next fight is announced, we'll be the first ones to know.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
We'll be there. Hopefully, we'll be there too. And
live.
do the show with you right after.
absolutely,
Stepping
man.
down from the ring.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Right there, right on the spot, man.
It's awesome, man. But congratulations,
Thank you, man.
man.
Thank you, man.
Hey, you're well deserving about it, man.
Thank you, man.
man.
Thank you.
man.
Actually, shout out to everybody that made it out to Pechanga, man. It was a sold out crowd. That was amazing in itself, man. It was a movie, man, and it was just crazy to me. I still to this day, I told my dad the next morning, I was like, man, like, pause, we did that, man. Like, from where we came from, like, we didn't know no big amateur background, you know what I mean? Like, we just literally.
Yeah, man. Next time, bring your pops, man. I mean, he sounds like he's a great dude,
Quiet
man.
dude, but he'll come.
We'll get him to talk. We'll get him to talk. And if you guys haven't seen him, go check him out. You can YouTube him. You can
Absolutely.
check it out. Arnold Barboza Jr., 27-0, 140-pounder. Ready to go,
get it.
man.
Oh,
Nice.
Absolutely, man.
Nice to have you, man.
appreciate
Congrats.
you guys, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate
All
it.
right, man.
Awesome.
Thank you. All right, guys, it's about that time, man. I had a lot of fun today, man.
Always.
Today's topic
That's
was
what it's about.
It,
That's
man,
what it's about.
it was
having
actually a
fun.
good
Absolutely,
day today,
man.
It's about having fun, having great guests. Thanks to Arnold Barboza Jr. for being here with us.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
That
It
was
fun.
awesome, man. That
And
guy-
I can't
that
wait
guy's
to see him, in the ring in his next fight.
And also, stay tuned next week we're gonna have a special guest next week as well.
Yep. I mean, every week that's the goal, right?
That's
We're
the
gonna have
plan.
Absolutely. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Talk Shit Sports, on our YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And like we do at every show, it's all about
sports.
LA.
Oh man, it's all about the you, baby.
LA. It's all about LA.
about
sports
you, baby.
in general
See you
to me,
next
but
week.
LA Lakers.
See you next
See you
week.
guys.